Hi guys, so just a quick plot update. Not done one for a little while. Dwarf beans are still producing, just waiting for them to fatten up a little bit. They've done quite well though. In fact, that one's a fairly decent size. Perhaps pick some for dinner tonight actually. But doing okay. So the carrots here, I watched Manda Moo's video and she emptied a pot of carrots out which weren't doing very well, and she replanted them, so I did the same, and half of them didn't come up because when I did it, it was just on that second heat wave typically. So because they're root vegetables, quite a few of them come up, so I'm quite happy with that. So the leeks are doing okay. I've had about 5 or 6 already and they're pretty good. They've fattened up quite well already, and I've just put another row of about, I think it's about 33 in there, something like that. So I've got about another, well, 45 there, about another 30 odd there. I've dug up the second row of potatoes. The first row, although they're quite small, were quite nice. The second row, we had a lot of holes in. There's a lot of like eelworms or something. So when I dig up the rest of these, possibly tomorrow or Sunday, I'm dreading what I'm going to find under there because of the moist weather lately. I think everything's just got in there and started eating them. The dwarf peas, this row didn't do very well at all because I didn't protect it to see what would happen later on in the year, because I didn't protect it in the start of the year and we got hammered as well, so they get hammered all throughout the year. So I will definitely protect them until they get going. So these dwarf peas, they're doing okay. I've had a harvest off them already. I'm just going to wait for some more to fatten up so I can get another meal. They're doing alright really. This giant sunflower was massive, and the head was even bigger really. 38 centimetres across that head was, and I probably should have waited to leave it on there, let the seeds mature a bit. I don't know if they'll ripen up off the plant or not. Compost, so I've got these, that one's fairly full and that one's pretty much full. Tomorrow I'm going to dig some more of that into that one and mix in some of this leaves and green and all this weed as well, what was from the allotment I dug out from over there a minute ago, well, earlier this week. So yeah, I'm going to dig that one out to look for more worms for Duncan, and I'm going to try and mix it all up as much as I can and wet it all down because that's all quite dry. And I've got a load of cardboard there as well to help line the compost bin so it all don't fall out everywhere. Also had a good weed around here, got all the grass out and that horrible net off what was on there. So yeah, basically I'm going to dig out these black currants. I didn't really like them at all, so I'm just going to fill all this up with raspberries all the way along here, and this bit here which I've weeded, that's where all the raspberries are going to go from over there. So I'm going to move them to over here. And the strawberry patch, which is just the other side of the compost bin over there, is going to be moved over to here, and then all this area is going to be opened up. So yeah, I'm just gonna got to move the compost bin slightly over so I can put a pathway sort of along down here. So they're all just going to be moved up a bit, and I'm going to have 4 in a row, and I might have the black bin there at the end of the row, and just so I can put all the finished stuff what's ready to use to make, you know, so I'm not keep on mixing it all together all the time and everything. Eventually I'll take some out and pop some in there. So I've weeded through here as well and taken the net off there. I will have to get in and prune these during the winter time, and it's the right time to prune them. So the flowers have started to come back again a bit. This nasturtium has got some more life to it, and I think some of the nasturtium seeds have actually germinated around in places. So I will have to collect these asparagus seeds as well, now they've turned red, and get them planted. So I'll probably perhaps do that this weekend. Dig out the rest of the onions, which didn't really do a lot over there. My trees, I'm going to have to find a space for my trees as well, and I may have killed my cherry tree. So I left it in the water when I went away on holiday, and it actually rained and I think it got flooded, but I'm hoping because I've got it out and dried it out, but it's just for leaves and it will come back in the spring. My medlar tree is still surviving as well, just about, so hopefully that will come back in the spring and I can get that planted in my community garden. So yeah, weeded all this the other day and dug it all over, and eventually I'm going to dig out all of this, the whole lot, spread all the compost all over. I bought some green manure seeds, which I'm probably going to take that row of potatoes out and that row of peas out, and I'll put green manure along there. I might put a few more leeks in because I've got a few more leeks there. So yeah, dig out these raspberries here and stuff, and this nasturtium, and put some green manure in down here. I've had a bit of a disaster with my Brussels sprouts. This first one was originally my best one, which was just here next to the the stick. It got completely covered with whitefly, just like what this one has here. I don't know if you can see in there, but that is absolutely covered. And that one's never done really that well, it's always been quite stunted. And when I pulled this one up, the root on it looked like it had club root. And just looking down here at this root, I don't know if you can see, if I can get the camera in the right place, but the root looks like it started to thicken up just there. So I think it's got club root, and it's got ants around the bottom of it as well, which hasn't helped. So I think it's been attacked by the aphids because of the club root has obviously weakened it, and it's a bit of a sick plant. And this one now has started to get aphids all over it as well, whitefly, and I've rubbed a load off earlier when I had my gloves on, but I don't know if this is going to survive. The bristles have gone a bit black and what have you, so they're probably going to end up ripping that one out and this one, because if that one's got club root and the other one's had club root, this one will probably get it as well. But at the moment this one isn't looking too bad. I did wipe a bit of whitefly off earlier, but oh, can you see where whitefly? So I might have to harvest these cabbages soon. I'll harvest this one first. This is the best one. So this one just here. So yeah, I'm a bit gutted really about Brussels sprouts, but I have got one decent plant at home, so not a complete failure. As you notice, I've taken off the nets as well, because I don't think any of the predators can get to the whitefly when they're in there, so I'm just going to take a risk now and just leave the nets off and keep checking, see if I can see any eggs on the backs of the leaves. I did see some on this purple sprouting broccoli the other day, but yeah, just got to keep a closer eye. And with trouble is with the nets on, it's difficult to get in there and see what's going on close, and you think because of the nets on it's all alright, but I'm probably going to try one bed next year, like a permaculture bed, where I just put loads of different things in, not net it, and hopefully, you know, predators won't find it, or you know, be disguised with all the other stuff. But celery's doing alright. The swede, it's got, you know, a bit of a root to it. Purple sprouting broccoli, find out in sort of early next year. I did leave a couple of little broccoli plants in that haven't really done nothing, so I'm probably going to rip them out. Still got the spinach and the kale and chard, and these little cauliflower. They've got green fly as well. God. So yeah, it's been a bit of a learning curve this year, quite a few disasters, a few successes, but yeah, hopefully next year I'll get all this plot all rearranged so that it put my stamp on it, and yeah, and I'll get a lot of fertility back into the ground, some microorganisms and fungi and stuff, and yeah, we'll have a good year next year. The courgettes are still going, and the butternut squash, I'm just waiting for them to ripen up a bit really, because I want to carry on digging down here, get all this dug over, get all this weed fleece up and stuff, and yeah, have a real good go for next year. So there's some more leeks what I can put in if need be. So yeah, thank you for joining me in my little update on my plot. And yeah, I've got quite a few leaves and greens to mix in tomorrow with the compost. Little Meadow's going to be down here helping me clip some worms. So I'm hoping to get about 250. I'm going to try and count them. So yeah, have a look. Oops, sorry, I got my finger in the way. Oop, and he dropped the camera. Look forward to that tomorrow. Exciting times, eh? Right, thank you everyone. Goodbye.